Hi everyone, this is Cheryl and welcome back to That's It. So I have the tea for you guys. I have so much tea that I want to talk to you about because I cannot hold it in and I just have to release it and I have to talk to someone about it. All my friends they're at work right now, so I can't pick up the phone and call them and let them know what information that I have gathered and I want to talk to you about it because I've been holding it in for so long and I just need to release it. So, here we go. Now, we all know about the whole Diddy case that is currently, he's on trial for sex trafficking, racketeering, and racketeering conspiracy and transportation of prostitution. Now, the the trial is getting, what's the word I can say, thick, meaning that it is getting juicy and it's getting really good. But before I go into that topic of the trial that happened today, I want to talk about his chief of staff, KRISTINA Commore. Okay, now I don't understand for the life of me why she's not being charged as we speak, why she hasn't been charged last year and currently now, why no one hasn't been talking about her, meaning that the FBI, the prosecution, why did not even mentioning her name and why she's not being charged for all the things that been happening to the victims. And you have to understand, Christina Kamor, she was a chief of staff. She was Diddy's right hand woman. Okay, she knew the ins and outs of his business, the ins and outs of his relationships, the drugs that she supplied, allegedly, all the things in Diddy's world and Diddy's life. Things could not be run without her knowledge. Okay, and Diddy trusted her so much that she ran the show here. And you got to keep in mind, he have not abused her or did anything malice, I believe, towards her. Obviously, he paid her good money. She's been working with him for a very long time, 8 years or longer. I'm not sure of the number. So if I misquote the number, forgive me. Please let me know what number, how long she worked with Diddy. But my point is, she knew a lot. She's seen a lot of things that happen in Diddy's world, okay? That she even knows where all the dead bodies are buried, okay? She knows everything. And my question is to you guys, how come she hasn't been charged? And my theory is that maybe she made a deal. Maybe she made an immunity deal with the prosecution. Maybe that's why she hasn't been charged. It's a possibility. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there and giving you my theory why she hasn't been charged. Because during the testimony, and I wrote this down, of Cassidy, George Capman, Eddy Garcia, Maya, the stylist, Dash, Rodney Jones lawsuits, her name's been mentioned several times in a court hearing, several times. Christina Kamar, and other lawsuits too. Her name is mentioned, you guys, left and right. And you're trying to tell me that she has no involvement, that she don't know what's going on? Yeah, right. She knows. And the FBI knows too, because the FBI took her phone, okay? And you don't think that the FBI dig up whatever she had in her phone? Obviously, they know something. They got something on her. And the question is, will she flip on Diddy? Will she cut a deal, immunity deal, in order to save her ass? That's a possibility, guys, because again, there's no charges towards her. There's nothing at all. She's just been MIA since the whole arrest of Sean Diddy Combs last year. Been quiet. The only thing that she said, it made a statement how disgusting it is. None of it allegation against her, it's not true. It's all false. And then she wished all the victims, the best. That she's terrible. And I'm paraphrasing here. That it's awful what's happening to the victim. That they would think that she had something to do with it. Full of crock of shit. Excuse my French. You had everything to do with it because you're Sean Diddy Combs' right-hand woman and you're trying to tell me that you didn't know anything what was going on in Sean Diddy Combs' world? Yeah, right. And all the people that testify against Sean Diddy Combs mention your name several times, including the witness today, Eddy Garcia, who used to work at the Intercontintal hotel back in 2016 when he was 20, and now he's in his 30s, and he had mention your name of the whole bribery conspiracy. Well, I want to say conspiracy, bribery of the whole video, which I will get to you, which I will get into. But right now, I just want to talk about her. I believe, and this is just my theory, that she is going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. The prosecutor has something up their sleeve, and it is waiting for that last minute to throw that in. That's what I believe, because why hasn't she been charged right now or last year? And I believe that the FBI and the prosecution know so much. They have so much evidence against her. They, or she's probably saying, let me cut a deal. Whatever you need to know, whatever information, but let me cut a deal. Let me evoke my Fifth Amendment rights or whatever, and I cut a deal because I don't want to serve jail time. However, if they do cut a deal with her and then she does testify against Sean Diddy Combs, she can't lie under oath. Because if she lie under oath, that's perjury. And they can't help her with that. Because when you commit perjury, that's it. That's a wrap. The people, they don't care. You go to jail if you lie under oath. So the only thing that can save her ass is that immunity deal to save her and flip on Diddy. And will they do it? Or will the defense team have her testify on Sean Diddy Combs' behalf? Because now the defense team I'm waiting for them who they're going to testify on the behalf of Sean Diddy Combs. So far, I haven't heard anything about anyone testifying against Sean Diddy Combs yet on his behalf. No, I have had not even a name have stepped up or come up that someone's going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. And I'm very curious who will testify on his behalf, because that's going to be very interesting. Or will Sean Diddy Combs take the stand? Now, a lot of people are questioning, will he take the stand? Will he not take the stand? He has every right to take the stand if he wanted to plead his innocence and tell his side of the story. And then if he does, will he be capable of telling the truth and being honest and just tell everything? Probably not, because he pleaded not guilty to everything, and everything that people are saying about him is a lie. So everyone's a liar and he's telling the truth. Everyone's a liar and everyone's just trying to money grab. So he's the innocent one, and everyone else is just loony, crazy victims that have no idea what they're saying or what they're doing. And some people don't buy it, including me. I don't buy it. I believe the victims. I believe everything that they testify, that they said, is absolutely the truth and nothing but the truth. Because if they have devices on each person that was involved in this, especially KRISTINA Kamora, who was chief of staff, who knew everything. When I mean everything, everything, you guys, okay? Everything. And you're trying to tell me she don't know nothing? Bullshit, okay? She's cutting a deal. She's cutting a deal to save her skin so she doesn't have to go to jail, prison, to save her own ass. And I won't be surprised if she takes the stand and testify. It's a possibility, you guys. It is a possibility, because the names, they mentioned her name so many times, and I've seen it in a lawsuit. It's just crazy, crazy. Now, I saw this video on TikTok, and they asked President Trump a question. Will he pardon Diddy if he gets convicted? And I'm like, you know what, let me not entertain this, because this is just ridiculous. I don't think he would do it, but he said that he would pardon Sean Diddy Combs, but he has not followed the case, and he wants to know more information about the case. And I'm like, I hope not. But one person that really was alarmed by this, 50 Cent. When I say 50 Cent, 50 Cent, oh, he is so handsome. 50 Cent was not having this, okay? 50 Cent was very alarmed by that President Trump, was even considering pardoning Diddy if he was convicted. And 50 said, no, you can't do this. You don't even know the whole facts and the whole story. Let me tell you the whole facts in the story. And I have to say, I love 50 Cent. I really do. I love what he's been doing the last, I don't know how many years, that he's a producer on Stars, and he just making things happen, and he's producing a documentary of Did He Do It, and he's selling that to Netflix. He just been doing a lot of amazing things, and Star Network and with his music. And I hope new music come out because I used to listen to 50 back in the day. But my thing is, my question to you guys, and I wrote this down, and please drop it in the comment, is what is the beef between 50 Cent and Diddy? I knew that, 50 was, trolling, Diddy before he got arrested and talking smack against Diddy. But what is the beef between those two? And if anyone knows the beef between those two, please drop it on the comment and let me know. I know that the interview that 50 did, and I can remember what station it was, that Sean Diddy Combs asked him to go shopping with him, and then 50 said, dude, why would I want to go shopping with you? And I'm paraphrasing here. Like, you're supposed to go shopping with your girl. Like, he thought it was weird, which is very weird. He thought it was weird, and Sean Diddy Combs was trying to play it off. No, you're my guy. We're cool. And why we can't go shopping? 50 said, no, that is weird. You're a dude, and I'm a dude. Men don't go shopping together. Period. Men go shopping with their woman, with their wife, or etc. Not with two dudes. So he thought it was strange and weird that maybe Sean Diddy Combs was trying to make an advance towards 50 Cent, and he was not having it. So, but I just want to know, and please drop it on a comment, what is the history between those two? Because I know 50 Cent been beefing with Diddy for a very long time, and I would like to know what was the issue with the both of them. Now, 50 wrote a statement, which I'm going to read to you, for him to reach out to Donald Trump. And he says, Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who chooses to go against him. While working tirelessly to make America great again, there is no room for a distraction. He would consider pardoning anyone who was being mistreated, not Diddy. Diddy said some really bad things about Trump, and it's not okay. I'm going to reach out so he knows how I feel about this guy, and I will make sure Trump is aware. Ooh, 50 Cent ain't playing. He's not playing. He is serious. And I agree with 50 Cent. I really agree. I feel like, President Trump should know all the facts before he even wants to consider, pardoning this monster. And he shouldn't, because I know he recently pardoned the Chrissies that had a show on USA Network. I never watched the show, but I saw it on the news that he pardoned them, the couple who did some fraudulent tax evasion. Again, I don't know the whole full detail about their story and their situation with tax evasion, but President Trump, he pardoned those two. So I know they're happy and relieved that they're home with their family, that Trump pardoned them. But now he might pardon Diddy, and I hope not. I really, really hope that he doesn't. And I want to share this interview that Trump said that he may be considering pardoning Diddy. So take a listen.
But back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Okay, let's stop right there. I agree with Trump. He is a fair, reasonable person. If he knows all the facts and read all the evidence against Sean Diddy Combs that he's being accused of, I think that President Trump will really not even pardon Diddy, especially that 50 Cent is going to reach out to President Trump and let President Trump know that what type of monster he is. Like once he sees the domestic violence of Cassidy and among other people and all the RICO charges that's stacked against Sean Diddy Combs, I don't think that President Trump is going to pardon him because he wants to make America great again, America safe again, and I don't think that President Trump wants to have this monster out on the street. So I hope and pray that 50 Cent reach out to President Trump and lay all the facts to President Trump and let President Trump be aware of what type of man Sean Diddy Combs is and how he's been fooling everyone for decades and what type of monster he is. And I am certain that President Trump will do the right thing once he has all the facts presented to him, that he will do the right thing and not pardon this man. And once he is convicted, Diddy, that he will spend the rest of his days in prison, old, and die there. And like President Trump said, they've been friends for a very long time, as you can see right now. To your left is Diddy and Trump and his beautiful wife Melania Trump, and they've been friends for a very long time until, just like President Trump said, before he running for president, and then Diddy had a different tune. But again, who's keeping track of what? Anyway, let me know your thoughts about that. But moving on, you guys, moving on to the juicy topic here, okay? The testimony of Eddy Garcia, okay? Eddy Garcia, which I don't have a picture of. He was a former security, I want to say bodyguard, security guy that worked at the Intercontintal Hotel back in 2016. Now, this man, okay, he's in his 30s right now. He did an immunity deal, okay? So he can testify against Sean Diddy Combs, because if he did not do that, he would incriminate himself and he would have been gone to prison. Because what I'm going to tell you is going to shock you. And I'm not surprised because, with Sean Diddy Combs, you get away with everything. With the right price, with the right, with the right price of money, he made things go away. And sure enough, he did. So before Eddy Garcia testified, and he got a lawyer, and he told his lawyer everything, because before he lied in the beginning, but then when he had his attorney, he told his attorney everything, what happened. He told the truth. And the attorney probably advised him, that's not going to look good for you, because you're going to go to prison because you committed a crime, basically. You took bribery over a famous person, and you saw what he did in that footage, that he brutally attacked and beat Cassidy to the ground. And you helped him cover it up because you took money from him. So if I'm advising you, and this is what the attorney probably told Garcia, again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm just thinking outside the box. If I was a lawyer and he was my client, I'd probably tell him, listen, take the immunity deal. Do something to save your ass and throw Diddy underneath the bus, because he's not going to protect you or save you at the end of the day. He is fighting for his life so he can have his freedom and not rot in prison. So Eddy Garcia took the deal, the immunity deal, and once he took that deal, once he gets on that stand, he has to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Thank you, Jesus. And if he lies, he commits perjury, and then he will go to jail. So he knows the risks, what's involved. So he took the deal and he testified. Now, what he said during his testimony is just crazy, okay? So, as you know, with the whole domestic violence, the whole Diddy beating on Cassidy, it was caught on footage, okay? And the prosecutor asks, what did you see in the footage? And Garcia said, well, I saw Diddy beating Cassidy up and everything. Then the prosecutor asked Garcia, what happened the next day? Guess who called Garcia? Guess. KRISTINA, come on. Diddy's right-hand woman, chief of staff. So she's been calling him, to ask him, can you see if you can take the footage? Can you take the footage and give it to me? And Garcia said, man, let me back up. Then when Garcia said, when KRISTINA reached out to Eddy Garcia about getting the footage of the video, and she was trying to justify Diddy's actions, saying, oh, he was intoxicated. He was intoxicated and he doesn't remember exact what happened, which is bullshit because we all seen the video and he knew exactly what he was doing. He was definitely not intoxicated. He ran out of the hotel room with a towel around him with some colorful socks and running down the hallway, trying to catch Cassie, okay, and beat her up. Okay, that man did not look intoxicated to me. And he looked like he was very alert, very sharp, and he knew what he was doing and where he was going. Point blank, period. But that was what she was telling Garcia. And remind me, Garcia was 20 at the time. So then Garcia told KRISTINA, if you want the footage, then you have to talk to the management or get a subpoena. Then she called them again. The prosecutor asked Garcia, how did Diddy sound? He sounded very stuttery. He sounded nervous because he said, man, if this video leaks out, it's going to damage my career. It's going to ruin my career. Garcia, you have to help me. You have to do something. I know you can. Basically, sweet talking Garcia, trying to bribe him. I need you to get that video. Because it seemed like, just imagine KRISTINA and KRISTINA was talking to Diddy. Listen, I tried to reach out to Garcia. He can't get the video. And Diddy was like, putting fire on her ass and look, I paid you this money. I paid you this amount of money. You need to make this happen. You need to get that footage. Because if you don't get that footage, that's my ass on the line and that's your ass and you're not going to have a job. He was just threatening her, probably scaring her, saying, listen, you need to fix this. You're my chief of staff. You got to make this happen, woman. You're my right-hand woman. You got to take care of this. So, KRISTINA, she's probably freaking out like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I keep calling him. He's saying that he can't, get the video. What I'm going to do. So she called him again. And then she put Diddy on the phone. And she said, and I wrote this down because it was a lot. You would think I was just in a courtroom in New York. But no, I wrote it down. Then she reached out to, Garcia reached out to the supervisor, which the supervisor is Bill Midori. Hopefully I'm saying it right, Midori. Then Bill, the supervisor, told Garcia that he would do it for $50K. Can you believe it? For $50K to get rid of the footage of Diddy brutally beating up Cassie in 2006 in the Intercontintal Hotel. $50K. And I'm thinking to myself, damn. Listen, if I was not in Christ and if I was like desperately needed money, I would not be asking $50K. Especially this is Sean Diddy Combs, the most famous hip hop superstar who has all this money and a billionaire. I would not be asking for $50K. I would be asking more, like a couple millions. If you want this to go away, you got to give me some real dough. $50K is nothing. To me, I'm sorry, $50K is like chump change. But I don't know how much it was back in 2016. Maybe it was a whole lot. I don't know. But for me, if I was money hungry and if I wanted money to help this man to have his problems go away, I would not be asking $50K. That's just me. But I'm in Christ, I'm in the Lord. I wouldn't even try to do that. I would do the right thing. Say, sorry, no, this is going to go to the police. But again, this was happening in LA. So who can you trust with the LA cops? You know what I mean? So if let's say he handed it into to the NYPD. One of those cops is under Sean Diddy Combs' payroll. They probably just call him up and say, hey, I got this flash drive of you beating up Cassie, blah, blah, blah. How much are you going to give me for it? So either way, I feel like the supervisor would have lost. Either way, if he wanted to do the right thing, if he would have turned it in, he would have lost either way because the UB drive would have been destroyed or it would have been handed to Diddy. But anyway, so like I said, Bill told Garcia he want $50K to erase it. Then the prosecutor asked him what happened next. Then Bill went to the server room when he handled me the black USB drive. Then they meet up somewhere First, Garcia called, and I'm just paraphrasing everything because there was so much to write. So Garcia told Diddy, I got the flash drive, and Diddy was so happy. You're my angel. I knew you was gonna make this happen. Thank you so much. Let's meet up very quickly. So Diddy wanted to meet up very quickly, you guys. So they met up somewhere in Los Angeles with Diddy's bodyguard, and Garcia described the bodyguard older African American, heavy set, 6'3" to 6'5" height. Then Diddy asked Garcia if this is the only copy, and he said, I believe so. Well, obviously it was not the only copy because CNN leaked the footage, okay, which that really messed Diddy up. But anyway, let's continue going. Then Garcia signed an NDA. And if anyone don't know what an NDA is, it's a non-disclosure agreement. Now, this kid at the time, like he was just such a dum-dum. Like he signed it without reading it. And the prosecutor said, well, why you didn't read it? Oh, because I was nervous. Nervous of what? You're getting paid. Maybe he got scared because of the bodyguard. Maybe the bodyguard made him feel intimidated. I don't know. But you're just signing something that you don't know what you signed. You can basically sign your life away or sign that you're a sex slave to Diddy for life. You know what I mean? Like he just signed the NDA, and on top of that, he didn't get a copy. Like how foolish are you? You did not get a copy. Anyway, so he signed the NDA without reading it, didn't get a copy, very foolish. Anything that I sign, I want a copy. Anything that before I sign, I'm going to read because you never know. You might sign your life away and it might catch up with you. Anyway, then the prosecutors asked how much Garcia made at the time, and he said $10.50 an hour. Now, if you're making $10.50 an hour back in those days in 2016, obviously you're going to be desperate for cash. Obviously, you're going to comply of Diddy's commands and take the bribery because that's what it is. This is plain and simple. This is what's happening here, and this is what I'm getting to. You wanted to know where the charges are? This is it. This is bribery. Okay, this is bribery of the domestic violence and of RICO charge. That's what I believe, and that's what I'm going with. That this is bribery. Okay, he bribed the security guard. He bribed the supervisor. Well, he didn't bribe the supervisor. Garcia told the supervisor, and the supervisor said, "Listen, give me $50K, and then I will make this go away." But my point is, this is all part of bribery. Okay, he paid these people to make sure that the video will never get leaked out, to make sure that the video will go away. So if he paid these people, these two men, and there's a paper trail of this, what makes you think he don't pay the rest of the people to make things go away? Come on, like let's put two together. Let's have common sense. And that's basically what happened. And then, all in all, so basically it was let me tell you how much exactly. This is how dumb they are. These two men. Okay, so Sean Diddy Combs gave them $100,000. Okay, but again, do the math. You're giving the supervisor $50K. Okay, on top of that, he gave another gentleman $20,000, which I don't know the name of the person that he gave the $20,000 to, and then all in all, Garcia took $30,000. Yeah. $30,000. That's all he got. $30,000 out of $100,000. $30,000. And what did he use with that $30,000? He bought a used car. The rest, I don't know. You know, Sean Diddy Combs advised him, don't spend on large purchases. You know, make sure you keep it on a DL. And I'm just paraphrasing here. Just be careful. And anything you need, just reach out to me. Blah blah blah. And then Garcia reached out. I believe Diddy reached out to him during Easter, I believe. And after that, Garcia reached out to him again a year later to see if there's any work in LA, but Diddy never responded back. Listen, Diddy got what he wanted at the time. He didn't need to reach out to you or call you anymore because he already paid you. You already signed the DNA, oh my gosh, the NDA, excuse me. And you're done. Diddy don't want to reach out to you or talk to you anymore. So Diddy got what he needed out of that. Okay, but my thing is, you're dumb dumps. 30,000. What 30,000 can do? Like, they don't know. Again, I don't condone this. I'm just saying, if I was Garcia's state of mind, I would press for more money, especially how desperate do you want this footage? Because obviously, Christina Kamar kept harassing him, calling him on his cell phone, calling him at the job, calling him left and right. And then when she couldn't make things happen, that she was not getting any results of getting the footage, then she put Diddy on the phone so Diddy can talk to Garcia and basically sweet talk, excuse me, Garcia to say, please help me, do what you can to get that video footage because this will damage and ruin my career. But sure enough, Diddy thought that he was in the clear. But as we all have seen it in the world, the whole world has seen the video of the 2016 of him beating up Cassidy like a pole. Okay? Now, and this happened today, the testimony, and this is very damaging. And, the defense team says objection, the judge said overrule. And what can the defense team say? You know what I mean? They can't say really anything. That's one point for the prosecutors. They can't really say anything because there's proof, there's evidence to back everything up that Garcia was saying. Is that bribery? I believe so. Again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer here, you guys. I'm just telling you what I read and what I listened to, and I'm just reporting the news to you guys. But if I misspoke, please let me know. But what I'm saying is, in Diddy's defense team, it's not looking good for him. It's not. And more people are going to testify. There's going to be more receipts. Obviously, it's been very slow, with the whole testimony with the domestic violence and stuff like that. And people like say, well, where's the RICO charge? Where is the sex trafficking and stuff like that? It's coming. It's coming, you guys, okay? It is coming. When Eddy Garcia testified, that's just the beginning. There's going to be more people that's going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. And I wouldn't be surprised right now. People are getting immunity deals, okay, left and right, because they don't want to go to prison. They'd rather turn their back on Sean Diddy Combs to save their own skin. And that's what's happening. And I'm just very curious about KRISTINA Kamar if she is going to do that, if she's going to sign an immunity deal to testify against Sean Diddy Combs, which I believe that's going to happen. I really do. I really do, because she doesn't seem like the type of woman who will survive in prison away from her family, her friends. I don't know if she has children or married. I don't know. I don't think prison will suit well for her. But I believe that she may testify, and she will be the incredible witness, because like I said, she knew the inside and out of Diddy's life, Diddy's world, and the lawsuits after lawsuits, and her name is mentioned constantly, you guys, constantly left and right. And you're trying to tell me she has no involvement in it? Yeah, right. Let's get serious here. That's it. Let's get serious. She has everything to do with this. She has every involvement in this, you guys. If you don't see this, then I don't know what else to say. Then maybe some people are just blinded by this. Maybe people just don't want to see the truth. Maybe people just don't want to see what type of character that this woman is. She is like the similarity of Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, right-hand woman, who not supplied, but who recruited young girls to help Jeffrey Epstein appetite, because he liked young girls. He was a pedophile. He was disgusting. He was just gross, as you know. So, and this is the burden of proof. Let me just make it bigger for you guys so you guys can see. Watch my hand. Yes. So this is the burden of proof. A former hotel security guard testified about the 100,000 K payment from the security footage. Now, if that's not bribery, I don't know what is, okay? I don't know what is. Like I said, and I've been saying it on other comments and other people's feeds, Diddy, done. I know it's early, but he's done. If there's more people going to testify against him, to save their own skin and get that immunity deal, he is done, you guys. He is finished. Like I said, they only need 2 charges to convict him. That's it. Just 2. Then he's done. And what are you going to say about that? He's done. They just need 2. And so far, they already got some. They already got some evidence. So the defense team, they better buckle up because it's not looking good for Diddy. It really not. And I'm very curious, like I said earlier during this video, I'm really curious who's going to testify on his behalf because no one hasn't stepped up and tried to save the day except for one of his good best friends who's, advocating for him that he's such a good guy, he would never do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying to myself, how do you know what people are capable of? You're not with them 24/7. Your best friends don't tell you everything that they do behind closed doors, period. You think you know them from 20 or 30 years, but when they're inside their home doing some freaky stuff, you have no idea because you have your own life, raising your family and doing what you have to do. And what Sean Diddy Combs doing in his own private home, you don't know. No one doesn't know. I don't care how long if you've known someone for decades, you really don't know what people are capable of in closed doors. You really don't. And friends don't tell friends everything. I have, several best friends. I don't tell them everything. I don't tell them like my marriage problems and stuff like that because they don't want to hear it. They have their own problems, We don't tell our best friends everything. We try to keep them out of the loop because to protect them, 1, 2, not to get them involved, 2, 3, because we just don't want to worry them. And it's everyone. Everyone keeps something from their best friends. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. But let me know what you think about this video. And again, please drop a comment below. What is the beef between Diddy and 50 Cent? What is the history between those two that 50 Cent can't stand him? Like, really can't stand him to the point that he is reaching out to President Trump to put some sense to President Trump and said, pump the brakes, President Trump. Do not even consider pardoning this monster because he's evil. Rightfully so, because he is evil and he's disgusting and he needs to go to prison. He really do. And I know he's innocent until proven guilty, but it's not looking good for Sean Diddy Combs' case. And like I said, he is done. That's just my opinion and my thoughts. He is done. But again, thank you so much for watching. That's it. Let me know what you think about this video. If you like it, please like, share, subscribe. Please share it to everyone if you're interested. And again, I really love each and one of you taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I know there's times I ramble on and on and on, but I'm glad that you guys took the time to listen to what I have to say. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.